All right, so while my boy Crypto Mikhail is still going on, I'm gonna get the stream started, but I'll wait for most of them to fly on over here. What's going on? This is my first video of 2022. I haven't seen you guys in a freaking year. Hope you all doing very well. My name is Vega. This is the Serpent X Tech channel, where we go over tech reviews, teardowns, cryptocurrency, and much more. Obviously, this is a weekly segment. But I haven't done it obviously because of holiday reasons, personal and stuff like that. You guys gotta bear with me. Obviously, we all got crap to do. So yeah, we're gonna get into some news today. Talk about the markets as we always do. Talk about some of the GPUs it's slated to come out here shortly. But I'm hoping new thumbnail. Unfortunately, had to update the one that was the original Caffeine Crypto. Savage Mind made that himself. I will be trying to mint that into an NFT because Savage Mind was a major part of the mining community. He may not have 100K subscribers, 1 million views, but he was a adamant and welcome figure of the mining community. So I'm going to take some of the images that I have of him or that he created and mint it in an NFT. To stay up to date on that, make sure you get subscribed, make sure you follow me on Twitter, stuff like that. So right now, as you can see, Bitcoin has fallen quite dramatically again from around the 42, 45 range all the way down to the 41, touching all the way down to the 40K, 40.5K on the weekly, right? We got to zoom out here. And I don't want to get bearish on anybody, and I certainly look back, right? Whenever we zoom out, when we look back, we're like, oh wow, okay, yeah, we're still bullish technically. But what was concerning to me is the length of time that we have had between September 2020 and now, and we're just now really pulling back. We had a significant pullback here in the middle, then we made the new all-time high, and then we had a significant pullback again. Look at the 50, the 100, and the 200. This is significant on the weekly because we broke past the 50, and the lowest we could go in my estimates, and a lot of people are starting to gripe on people that say not financial advice, but this is just my estimates, my speculation. I am getting better with TA as I continue to learn and continue to practice. There's significant levels that I will call out. I called it out on Twitter if you want to follow me there. But 30K is the lowest I see, where we'll put us around the 100, the 100 daily moving average. So the fact that this green line has been going straight up for so long was a bad sign, because that meant at some point in time we needed to come down. We needed to flip them. I hope we don't flip them, because that means we'll be in a longer term bull market on the weekly. But when we start looking or zooming in, obviously the 50 did flip below the 100, and so that looks a lot better. But on the weekly, lowest I could see 30K. I mean, if you look at the past on the daily, there's some key support levels around the 30K range. So the projected levels I have are 39, right? So we're at 41 right now. So 39, 38 is the next level if we did fall. 35 is the next one after that. 30 or 32, 30, and that's where, if we did continue to fall, where I see us stopping and being caught back up by a lot of people that want to get into the market. There's still a lot of institutional investors, a lot of big companies buying Bitcoin and buying these cryptocurrencies at a discount, while people are very hesitant and worried. And I understand why you're hesitant and worried. I wouldn't bet the farm. I wouldn't put your entire paycheck on it. But long term, I definitely see Bitcoin and blockchain as a whole, the technology, the underlying technology, being here to stay. So I am not concerned in the least. This is not our first bear market. For those of you who have been with the channel for a long time, this won't be our last bear market. We were mining way back here. I was mining even further than that. Where was it? I was mining right around here when Bitcoin was around $100. Okay? That's when I really started getting into it a little bit more, and that we had a nice little run up to 1,000, and then we obviously pulled back down 400 or 500, and then pulled back down even further, back down to 100 eventually. So this long bear market that we had here, the long bear market that we had between the 2017 2018 situation, I kept mining, and I'm going to continue to mine. A lot of people are calling for mining to be dead, and I understand their methodology or their thought. But even with Ethereum going, because I've been getting a lot of comments about those, hey, when Ethereum happens, mining's dead, blah, blah, blah. There's still other projects out there that are really cool. Now, this is a very interesting, I caught this off of one of my favorite content creators, The Modern Investor. It's the transactions, and you can see here this bus is loaded up, or this block is loaded up with NFTs and various transactions. We can see how many transactions are pending. We can see when the last block went, both on Bitcoin and Ethereum. You could also change it right up here. We got ETH, BTC, Bitcash, Bitcoin Cash, XMR, LTC, so on and so forth. I wish they would add other ones. Transaction Street, it would be nice if you could add Matic or some of the other cryptocurrencies. That'd be really interesting to see how this is visualized. A really nice visualization. Obviously, it's still got like the Christmas look going on here. Everybody's got their Santa hats and it's snowing, but it's really interesting. It's good to see that Bitcoin blocks are getting filled up. Ethereum's always been getting filled up, but obviously the transaction fee right now is around $13.80 compared to Bitcoin. Bitcoin's a little bit slower, but the fees are obviously lower. So median transaction fee 62 cents versus $13 or $13 and something cents, $14 just now. But it's really cool because you could go down here, you can see all the people. Look at all the fees or all the people who are trying to process a transaction that just basically died off, or haven't been processed, or is too low. You know how when you set something in MetaMask and it's too low, that's basically it. And like I could scroll for Ethereum for days. It's crazy. But yeah, really cool. Transactionstreet.com. Thank the Modern Investor. Really good guy. Similar to my mindset as far as cryptocurrency. But anyways, I need to get some of these articles in the live stream. I need to start dropping them in there. But I want to hear from you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. I hope 2022 is more... It's better for you, right? 2021, 2020 kind of sucked. It's still sucking a little bit for me. I'm having some situations, personal, nothing to do with you guys, that I need to handle. I unfortunately lost another friend this week. I'm going to his funeral after the live stream, or I plan on it. I'm still trying to get a hold of the family because it's my old boss. It's my boss that got me the job where I'm at now. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be where I'm at now as far as that position at that job. So it's quite unfortunate. But yeah, we're going to be going over, on a happier note, we're going to be going over Bitcoin news, Ethereum news, some GPUs that AMD and Nvidia dropped at CES. How disappointing it is, just some overall specs. But I'm interested to hear from you. I always really appreciate everybody jumping in the comments, posting their thoughts, posting their insight. Always respect constructive criticism. Chump Change and Pocket Change did an excellent job in helping me out yesterday, and I really appreciate just the community overall. I'm not no Jay's 2 cents, but I believe my videos do have a positive impact on some of your lives, and that's what I really care about. As long as you're getting value out of it, as long as you're getting a positive spin on life, or whatever the heck you want to call it. I don't know. I'm a glass half half full kind of guy, not an empty kind of guy. So yeah, we got New York Mayor trying to accept Bitcoin in his or Paychecks on in Bitcoin in his first 3. We got Miami and New York competing. We got Ethereum bot dip, which technically I would apply to pretty much everything. I'm just putting the articles in the description. Feel free to skip through and look through those if you want. GameStop entering the NFT space. A lot of people getting into the NFT world, and as you saw through Transaction Street, we are getting a lot of that. There's a lot of hype around the NFT market, a lot of hype around the DAO, a lot of hype around DeFi still. But obviously the markets are down. What does that mean for us? Is crypto done? Is it dead? We're going to go over all that in today's Caffeine and Crypto. All right, so I'm going to stop there. We're going to start taking from the top and get it going. So bear with me here. I am something's been in my eye all week. I don't know what the heck it is. Something behind my eye. So I'm having to wipe it quite regularly. It's kind of annoying. So Helpful Crypto Miner has been a member of the channel for 4 months. Thank you very much. Actually, you were longer for that, but I think you had to pause it. Doing good this year, bud. Doing good this year. Crypto Mikkel and the fam, thank you for jumping over. D Miners, Anonymous Miner, thank you for being a member. Crypto Bedell, Kyle Rosa, Gordon, Doge Lord, what's up, buddy? Oh, speaking of Doge Lord, let's go ahead and I gotta plug it, guys. I gotta plug it. I always gotta plug it. Link is in the description to the dogelord.com store. I don't have a coffee link. I probably need to do that. Actually, I think I do have a coffee link towards the top. Plenty of great content creators on here. But I got some new shirts, and I'm waiting for them to come in. New designs. This is actually one of my favorite shirts right here. So make sure you go ahead and check it out. Doge Lord icon on the back. Really sick looking. I like circuits. Apparently Doge Lord does too. And we got together and made some pretty cool shirts. I'll try to come out with some new designs, but if you guys aren't buying the merch and I see a particular design that's just kind of fading off in the distance, I may just retire it and make them a limited edition rather than just continuous. But yeah, some really cool designs brought to you by the minds of Doge Lord and Serpent X. So make sure you check it out. Link is in the description, and we'll go from there. Davenport too, but thank you for stopping by. Johannes, Red Llama Miner, or Red Llama Crypto. Sorry, I don't know why I keep calling you Miner. That's the third time I did that. Pablo, ¿cómo estás? Miguel, Jesus. All right, good. Everybody's here. MC, D Miners. All right. I got everybody. All right, love you guys. Thank you for hanging out. All right, let's get into the news. Bitcoin plunges after shutdown in Kazakhstan. Now, you know, crypto mining is really frowned upon in a number of places. You know, yeah, the U.S. may be like, hey, yeah, come here. But eventually I have a feeling that the electric demand or the demand of electricity is going to be so much that it's going to destabilize the U.S. infrastructure unless, with the Biden administration, setting forth plans to upgrade, improve, whatever it may be. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I wouldn't say let everybody come here. Hey, we're a safe haven. Let's all start mining. And then the price of electricity. Because electric is going up in the States as more and more miners come into the fold, especially at-home miners. I saw an increase in my own electric bill, and I'm quite disappointed. So I will be having an angry call with my electric company soon. So Bitcoin value tumbled to its lowest points in months after chaos in Kazakhstan shut down Bitcoin's second largest mining hub. Bitcoin's price early Friday, and obviously this is Saturday that we're recording or doing this live stream, so Friday would have been January 7th, fell below 42K for the first time since September. CNET reported continuing a decline of more than 12% the past 7 days. It's not only the crypto to shed value, Ethereum dropped below 3,200 Friday morning after trading above $4,000. And we can see right now, you know, Ethereum's at 3180. We have a colleague in here that showed up, Pablo Castro, who's calling for, like, I'll bag it up at 2,800. I'll bag up Bitcoin at 38K, and I'll keep bagging it up. So keep dollar cost averaging. Never spend more than you're willing to lose. And yeah, man, I mean, this is some great buying opportunities. What I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to see how the thing pans out, DCA in. If it drops further, I may get bigger bags. Like if I'm getting 20 bags, $20 worth here right now, as it drops, you know, 38, I might go 40. As it drops to 35, I might go 100. You know, it just dollar cost average in. Not only with mining, because you're going to continue to mine anyways, which is what I'm doing, but I'm going to also grab little bags here and there. So anger over the fuel shortages in Kazakhstan has led to massive instability in the Central Asian network nation. So much so that the president, Kazim Jomart Tokovi, oh my God, I butchered your name, sacked the country's government and asked Russian paratroopers to help out. He also ordered Kazakhstan's telecom provider to stop the internet service on Thursday, a move that sent an estimated 15% of the world's Bitcoin miners offline. Citing comments from, well, that's just CNBC reporting, citing comments, yada yada. Basically, ever since China banned cryptocurrency, a lot of people moved across the border to set up shop and continue mining. Many Bitcoin miners moved their operations to Kazakhstan following the China ban and once again find themselves surrounded by uncertainty due to political forces or politics. Internet service was later restored to Kazakhstan. The question now is how much confidence Bitcoin miners have in the country's stability and where they will go next if the chaos continues. Some experts say the U.S. might soon see a new wave of crypto miners looking for a safer haven. So good luck to all my brothers and sisters out there in Kazakhstan. I wish you the best. Appreciate you staying on the network, mining, helping secure the network, helping validate transactions. You are part of the decentralized family, and it sucks that there's a lot of politics that are impacting you. So best of luck. Keep your head down. Stay safe. If you are moving operations to a different country, I hope you get everything there successfully, up and running successfully, and all that good stuff. So, we really got to care for our brothers and sisters out there. They may not be in our country. They may be in a third world country or a country that's not as predominant as the main ones. But we still got to have respect and love for our fellow comrades, allies, and friends out there because they are a part of the family. The value of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other major cryptocurrencies plummet Thursday after minutes from the Federal Reserve's latest meeting signaled a possible shift towards a more aggressive action from the bank as it scales back pandemic support and moves to tackle high levels of inflation. So, a lot of people blamed the drop on this particularly, and I can understand, their mindset. Let's switch over to the 4-hour. Obviously, on the 5th of January, we had this nice drop from around the 47K all the way down to the 42K, try to go back up, and then got pushed back down again. So we got the Fed meeting coming up, higher interest rates, inflation, so on and so forth, but also Kazakhstan being taken offline, being a huge hit to the crypto mining network, but we'll have to see how things pan out, to be honest. But yeah, super interested and wish these guys the best to see how things go. Now, the government, our government particularly, and when I say our government, I am in the United States of America or the USA or Merca or whatever you want to call it. Technically, we are in North America. We share a home with our Canadian allies, our Mexican allies, and South America is not too far. The point that I'm leading to here is what we do here is going to set the precedence for the rest of the world. Yes, we have countries taking Bitcoin as legal tender, so on and so forth, but if the government, our government, the United States government, does something, 9 times out of 10, the other countries will follow suit. So if we start getting hardline with crypto, that could be a bearish thing. However, some people think that's the opposite. So some people believe as more regulation comes in, we're going to cover it in a news topic here, it might actually be better, but we'll get to that in just a moment. Bitcoin's low volatility price drop may be nearing an end. This article was released on January 5th. Of course, it was released on January 5th, which is what? The same day we had this huge drop. But let's see what they were saying here. It's talking about it's been languishing in this 45 to 51K range for quite a while, which it has. It's just kind of chilling. And, it was nearing the 618 Fibonacci retracement level. People are expecting more bullish sentiment, and then all of a sudden it dropped like a rock. That's the thing I love about Bitcoin. It's like you're and no disrespect, I love women, I respect women, but it's like your wife, guys. You never know what she's gonna do, right? You never know. Like, you think you know what she's gonna do, and then she does the exact opposite. Bitcoin is the exact same way. Everybody's calling for bullish momentum, and then Bitcoin just drops. And then when Bitcoin's going down and people are calling for more bearish views, Bitcoin goes up. So just, you can do all the TA you want, but realistically, Bitcoin's going to do what it wants when it wants. Obviously, to a certain degree, what we're seeing here, if we look at some of the traditional stocks and stuff like that, like the S&P, we see that when the S&P dropped on January 5th, obviously, so did the crypto market, right? So right around the same time, January 5th, boom, we had a big drop. We dropped, which is not much. We didn't drop much from a point perspective, but those points in such a gigantic market means a lot. And so basically, from the 5th, We dropped 1.5%, something like that. So what I talked about in previous videos is that we're seeing a lot of people that do trade in traditional stocks also trade in cryptocurrency, putting pressure on the cryptocurrencies. And in my tweet, actually, let me go to my Twitter. In my Twitter account, I posted, like we need to decouple the cryptocurrency from the traditional stocks. The problem with that is again, the same people that are into the traditional stocks are also in, cryptocurrency. So I say here, time for altcoins to decouple from Bitcoin and go on their own rally. However, Bitcoin is in too many whales, traditional investors, and VC hands. I would say come on Ethereum, but that too is getting bought up and manipulated now too. So let's go Cardano, Polkadot, Chainlink, Polygon Matic. We really need one of these cryptocurrencies, one of these top cryptocurrencies to really kind of shed its own path, shape its own way. Anyways, even among crypto's early 2020 jitters, which is the current instability, volatility, whatever you want to call it, some analysts still think Bitcoin is going to hit 100K. A lot of people were calling for 100K last year, but obviously that didn't happen at the end of last year. The largest cryptocurrency by market value has shed about $8 billion since the start of the year amid a slump that's brought it to its lowest levels since its early December flash crash. But out have come predictions. What? Okay, anyways, predictions it still could reach the value of 100K at some point this year. It would have more than double from the current levels around 49.9K. Well, who's writing this? Analysts say it's not that it can't. It's posted plenty of triple-digit annual returns over the past decade, but the road ahead might be difficult for cryptocurrencies with a more hawkish Fed. So depending on what the Fed does is really going to determine how things go. So there's a Fed meeting showed officials were willing to withdraw stimulus sooner than many had previously expected. The release pointed out to earlier and faster rate hikes by the central bank, which would increase the cost of capital throughout the economy. That has the potential to keep investors away from cryptocurrencies, many of which posted huge gains over the last 2 years amid amped stimulus. But not everyone agrees the environment is lousy for crypto. Bitcoin, a risk asset that's evolving into a digital reserve asset in the world, it could have positive implications for its price. So basically, long story short, as federal regulation, SEC, whatever, starts to really cut into the crypto market, really to kind of define, what's this, what's that. Because right now the taxable implications of it is really annoying and confusing, especially from a mining standpoint. So for them to have more clarity might actually bring more investment into it. So more people to get in. I know right now, let's see here. If you go look at your family, how many people in your family are into crypto? Is it 100%? Is it 80%? Is it 50%? Is it 20%? And then if more regulation comes, if more clarity comes on let's focus on the main cryptocurrencies, right? The top cryptocurrencies that may, entice others to get in. So is it a positive thing? Is it a negative thing? It's up to you to make your own conclusions. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. JP Morgan, remember the same guys that were jerks and were just like, hey, if any of our employees are in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, they're going to be fired. Oh, but now they're doing this. Okay, cool, whatever. JP Morgan says it's particularly well designed, talking about Bitcoin, it's well designed as a modern store of value, and strong design has contributed to increased confidence in and value of Bitcoin. However, Bitcoin still comes up short against other store of values, including gold, given its limited history, according to Worthington. We also have Goldman Sachs, saying hypothetically, if Bitcoin's share of the store of value market were to rise 50% over the next 5 years, its price would increase to just over 100K for a compound annualized return of 17 to 18%. So right now, we have our favorite cryptocurrencies at a huge discount. We have big money maker, market maker jerks that were like, no, Bitcoin's bad. If you are in it, I'm gonna fire you. Or Bitcoin's bad. You're an idiot if you go in it, if you get into the market. Obviously flipping the script and now saying, yeah, it's a good store of value. We like it. Yeah, we like it. By the way, since we're at the halfway mark, I'm sipping on some 6-bean blend from Doge Lord Coffee. If you haven't checked them out. So give me a second because I gotta blow my nose and I'm gonna play a little ad for you. So make sure you check it out. Thank you. Really, I just wanted to vape real quick. I was getting bored of not vaping. No, I'm joking. You know, vaping's bad for you, by the way. Smoking and vaping's bad. Lost some viewers there because I played some ads. I have to play ads, guys, because I don't have any sponsors. You guys are my sponsors. So, yeah, my videos have a lot of ads in it, and I like to play Doge Lord advertisements because when you go and shop through the link in the description, it does help out the channel. And it's through contributions like yourself that help out this channel, and I greatly appreciate those of you that help support it. I will be getting to some comments in the live chat, so if you have any questions, make sure you at me, super chat me, whatever. Don't send a super chat unless you got money. Billy, it's good to see you. I always see you in the comments as one of the first to actually, show up. But it's good to see you on a live stream, bud. Miguel says, let's see when we are going to start seeing cheap GPUs. Unfortunately, Miguel, I don't think it's going to be anytime soon, bud. I really don't think it's going to be anytime soon. We're probably going to have to be waiting quite a bit for GPUs to be a lot cheaper. But, Bad Cat, what is your opinion on Flux being accepted to the NVIDIA Inception program? Honestly, I think Mikkel covered that, but I mean, Flux has his hand in multiple pots, and I'm really excited to see how Flux, because Flux right now is what, one of the most profitable cryptocurrencies to mine, depending on what, I almost did it again, depending on what your system is. So I'm very interested to see how Flux goes. So I mean, I haven't talked about that article I was going to, but I think Crypto Mikkel is more adept or more equipped to speak about it in general. So Flux partners with Nvidia to bring Web3 to the next level. This is good for Nvidia. This is good for Flux. Let's see here. I had something highlighted. Let's see if it goes to it. Nvidia Inception Program. Why'd you go away? NVIDIA Inception Program is designed to help technology startups evolve faster through the access of cutting-edge technology and experts, networking events, and co-marketing support. Flux joins NVIDIA Inception Program as a premier partner. Woo! Will be supported by NVIDIA in developing a decentralized infrastructure needed to power the Web3 interface. This creates many joint opportunities for NVIDIA and Flux to accelerate the Web3 revolution. Flux already utilizes NVIDIA technology in the Flux computational network, as NVIDIA Jensen single-board computers can operate as nodes on Flux network. This partnership will help the Flux explore many more use cases for NVIDIA groundbreaking technology in combination with the powerful decentralized Flux network. Web3 is where it's at. You know, Web3, DeFi, if you want to use a DeFi DAO or anything like that, it's going to be a Web3 application. So I think that's very bullish for Flux in general. So I'm very happy to see that partnership and I wish Flux the best. I want to get to some GPUs, so let me hurry up. What does 2020 have in store for cryptocurrency investor? Basically, we have more people getting in, blah, blah, blah. We got New York mayor doesn't show up anymore. New York mayor getting paid in Bitcoin. We got Miami versus New York. We're seeing increased exposure. We're seeing increased people. Basically, long story short, 2022 should be a good year for cryptocurrency. And you should look into your favorite cryptocurrencies as a store of value. Particularly the top ones. Don't go all in on like some unknown project unless you know for a fact that thing is going to go up or got some inside information, because I don't know which one's going to go up. Otherwise, I would be trying to get it become a millionaire. But we will see even more crypto companies go public in 2022 than we saw in 2021. We should see the market go up overall as far as the market cap. We should see more institutions get in. We should see more companies get in. PayPal is jumping into the fray. GameStop has NFTs or planning to enter the NFT and cryptocurrency market. So 2022 has a lot of good things in store, even with the SEC and regulation about to come down upon us. It'd be interesting to see this tax year, how things turn out. I will be providing an update on like how my experience was with taxes. You obviously won't be seeing my numbers, but I will be providing my information to my government in accordance with the law and abiding by what the rules and regulations are, consulting a professional. But obviously, it's going to be a new learning experience for many of us, and I will be sharing my experience about that. Again, what does 2022 have in store for us? Well, we got PayPal reportedly working on a stablecoin of their own. We knew this was coming, PayPal coin. You can already start buying cryptocurrency on Venmo, but you can't send it to a wallet or anything like that. You don't own the private keys, but it's very interesting to see how PayPal stablecoin will enter the fray, because we have a bunch of stablecoins already, with Tether and USD coin being the top ones amongst all stablecoins. Binance USD, of course, is one, but it's a little bit further down. Terra USD, DAI, and so on and so forth. So PayPal entering the market, we'll see how things shape up. Now we got a whole half an hour, maybe 25 minutes, and I want to go over some not cryptocurrency, but hardware in general. AMD, in my opinion, both in AMD and Nvidia launches were a bit meh. But we did do a live stream, by the way, if you haven't checked it out. I had some great people on with me, and it was some fun times. It did get a little bit quiet there at some points, and it did mess up the stream because I don't know what was going on. Anytime I switched window, it would stop. But I actually had some great people. Let me mute this real quick. I had some great people with me. Mind Your Biz, or Seth Estrada. We had Go Away Tom Brady. And look, Tom Brady's also getting into the market. FTX commercials, all that kind of stuff. This is just more people wanting to get paid in Bitcoin and more people entering the market. So Chump Change was with us, Crypto Mikkel, Seb, FinTech, Tech Shinji. We just had a little great time talking, chatting. If you haven't checked this out, I only got 488 views because there was, obviously everybody was on the main stream. But it was good to talk to those guys and actually talk about the tech or the software. Crypto Mikkel and myself are very interested in the Nvidia software they have coming out. So it was lackluster from the hardware perspective, but we expected that because of the supply and demand situation. So you can't get too mad. But Radeon launching a bunch of 6,000 mobile GPUs. And we got some of the GPUs here, right? We got the 68M, 50M XT, the 6650M XT, and then a bunch of non-XT variants. The only ones that are on the 6 nanometer node is the 6500M and the 6300M, which is very interesting. You can see the total bandwidth here. You can see the memory bus, 128 for most of them, 192 at the high end. So are they going to be efficient? Because we had Dizzy Mining, do a teaser post, which was really nice, saying, guess this efficient, miner, right? And all we saw was it was like 700 kilohash per watt, something like that, right here, 772 kilohash, the most efficient non-mining card, Acer Predator Helios 300, which I haven't been able to find one. I do have an Acer Predator Helios 300, but it's the 1660 Ti, and it is very efficient. So this laptop, very efficient card at mining, but obviously you just set up a whole bunch of, and people have done this in China, set up a bunch of laptops to mine cryptocurrency. I wouldn't particularly recommend it, but the reason I'm bringing this up is because we would see how efficient these Radeon GPUs are at mining cryptocurrency, especially those power draw numbers, 25 watts, 50 watts, 80, 100, 120, 165. We get even more detail here from video cards, which is really nice. We could see that the 5000 series obviously RDNA, the 6000 series RDNA 2. We get to see the process improvements or node improvements, and more efficiency. Let's see here. GPU power, total graphics power. Okay, so 135, 165, 145, 120. Very interesting. Competitive graphics. All right, so the 6850 MXT is supposed to compete with the mobile RTX 3070 and 3080. And according to Dizzy Mining, the 3080 on a laptop was one of the most efficient non-mining cards out there. Because, I mean, look at the... The memory bandwidth is okay, right? So 432 or 384 for the next one down. It's got 12 gigs of GDDR6, not 6X. But the bus, it's a 192-bit bus. If that was a 256, that may compete with a 3080 on a mobile platform. What is the... Hang on one second. Let's look this up. So, NVIDIA RTX 3080 mobile specs. Yeah, it's a 256. So, but look at the bandwidth, 448. That's what I was thinking, 448. It's just slightly under that in the memory bandwidth. It is using GDDR6 instead of 6X. So technically, it may not beat the 3080 as far as like mobile mining laptops go. But it certainly will get up there. I mean, it's getting... The 3080 mobile was getting 52 mega hash, but look at the wattage, only 72 watts. That's a 712, 700 plus kilohash per watt, which is very interesting. And then this top end 6850M is looking pretty spicy as far as a mobile variant competing with the 3080, 3070. It's going to be under it, obviously, because remember the 192-bit bus is less than a 256, but the bandwidth is just a hair behind. And I think it has more memory. Yeah, it has more memory. So it has 12 gigabytes. That's nice for a mobile GPU to have 12 gigabytes of memory. That's nice. That's nice. Okay. So that right there is interesting to me. The 6850 MXT. If anybody gets a laptop with that GPU, I am interested in seeing how it performs. Hit me up. Tag me on Twitter. Hit me up in Discord, and yeah, got to go from there. Obviously, by the way, if you're a member of the community, by clicking the join button right below my video, you get access to some behind the scenes from time to time, some information. You get access to Discord, which has stock drops, as well as every once in a while I pick a member to win some Bitcoin. So if you're interested in any of that, feel free to hit the join button. Now moving on to the 6500 XT. This card, it's meh. I am interested in it, but it's meh. I really don't see anything like real that draws me in, right? So it's only got 4 gigs of memory, which unfortunately in today's day and age is not a lot for mining, especially if you're mining Ethereum or other cryptocurrencies that have huge DAGs. You can mine other currencies, yes, but the biggest punch in the gut is this bus. Memory bus is 64-bit. That's super annoying. The memory bandwidth is only 144. So yeah, but I mean, look at the 6600 and the 6600 XT. You can see they're both on the 128, so it's half of that. The bandwidth was only 224, 256, and this is pretty much almost half of that as well. So looking at the 6500, 6400 XT, I'm gonna do some maths And I'll come back to you guys. Make sure you get subscribed to the channel, hit the bell notification, stay up to date, because I will be coming out, as I'm sure many of our favorite content creators will, be coming out with my thoughts, my speculation on the performance of these GPUs, the hash rate, stuff like that. But I need to look at a chart. I need to look at all the information. I need to look at the current gen hash rates, performance, stuff like that. But it is Navi 24 instead of Navi 23. So what will it bring? Not sure. It's probably, just like the 590 refresh. It's probably going to be more of the same, just cut down. And then the biggest thing or concern for me is that Navi 24 is limited to 4 lanes of PCI Express. Not by 8, right? Because when you plug a GPU into the top slot of your motherboard, you get a by 16, right? And then when you plug in 2 cards, the next one down is by 8. The top one is by 8. And then when you plug in 3 cards, it could be 884 for the third slot. But it's going to be 4, period? Like, if I plug this into the top slot, it's only going to be PCIe by 4? For real? That's crazy. And that's because the way the card is designed. So as it turns out, this card has a PCI Express interface limited to 4 lanes. Noted that this, and that's really all you need. Considering the performance of this card and the overall bandwidth, bus, and all that stuff, you really don't need much more than that, right? Because we're not really even saturating, PCIe 3.0 or let alone 2.0 by 16. We're not even saturating that. Yeah, there could be some bottlenecks, stuff like that. But really, we're not saturating a by 16 PCIe 3.0. So a by 4 or a Gen 4 by 4. Oh my goodness, this naming mechanism is killing me. So a Gen 4 PCIe should be fine, at least for this card and its spec and its performance, at a by 4 lanes. But yeah, that's very interesting to me. We can see here, and I talked about PCI Express speeds in a video on my channel. If you feel free to learn some more. We could see here the various gigabits per second, or gigabytes, excuse me. Small b bits, big B bytes. So PCI 3.0 by 1 allows us 1 gig, by 4.4, by 8.8, by 16.16. And then when we go to PCIe 4.0, it's basically double of each. 32 at the 16, 16 at the 8, 8 at the 4, 2 at the 1. And then we have 5.0 on the horizon. What's interesting to me is that CES didn't really talk about PCIe 5.0. And I know PCIe 5.0 is out because of Intel. So I wonder what AMD is planning on doing, or yeah. Wait, no, PCIe 5.0 isn't out. Hang on, I said that wrong. Support, yeah, DDR5 and PCIe launching. Well, maybe it will. It says it will support DDR5 and PCIe 5.0. But, really, the 5.0 speeds of PCIe won't really be fully utilized unless you're in a data center, or maybe you have some really fast NVMe storage that you really need to use or push hard. But, yeah. Just be in the know. The 6500 XT, the 6400 from AMD is lackluster. They may be efficient GPUs. More importantly, what's very interesting to me is not the desktop variants, but the mobile variants that may be able to compete with the 3070 and the 3080 on the mobile platform. And I'm really hoping that Intel does a good job. Yeah, DDR5 is out, but not PCIe 5.0. I think PCIe. Hang on, let's go look it up. Let's go to Newegg real quick. Newegg. Let's look up some new Intel motherboards and look at the things with the things next to the things. Newest. Well, okay, that didn't help me out. It's what is it? LGA 1700. Okay, Z690, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, the latest PCIe 5.0 solution. So Intel has it, but we didn't hear much from AMD is my point. But obviously, according to what we just saw on the Google search, AMD does plan on providing that with the new lineup or series, stuff like that, especially because the new CPU socket is LGA instead of PGA, which is completely different. I think they should have went LGA a long time ago. I do love the memes on the no insertion force. What is it? The meme. Oh my God, zero insertion force. Yeah, whatever. I know pins. The memes for that was really strong. So Paul's Hardware, help me out. You have the shirt. That's the shirt I'm talking about. Anyways, 3090 Ti offers a full implementation of the GA102 GPU. The card will not only feature more cores, but also faster memory than the original 3090. Faster memory. So, this card's going to be a beast, guys. I know a few people that are getting it. It's still in the same bus, but it has faster bandwidth because of the memory. It's going to be faster GDDR6. Still going to be 24 gigabytes. But obviously it's going to have more cores. Now the increase in cores will help us out for mining. RT cores do nothing for us. Tensor cores do nothing for us. But the overall CUDA cores does help us out. The memory clock helps us out. The memory bus and bandwidth helps us out. But as far as everything else for mining, does not help us out. It would be cool if somehow we could utilize these tensor cores and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll be able to see what the heck is going on. But this card is going to be super duper expensive, and the problem is that we have cards that are already 10 times more expensive. Let's go look at the 3090 RTX 3090. You know, these cards are $3,000, 3,200, 3,200, 3,300, 3,500, 3,800, and those are third-party resellers. They may not be directly from Newegg, so don't take it at face value. Let's see here, sold by Newegg. Let's turn that on. Yeah, so 3,000, 3,000, and then everything else is like you got to get it with the computer or get it in the system. So basically $3,000 for the 3090. I'm sure the secondhand market's even crazier, maybe a little bit better. But the 3090 Ti is going to be super expensive. We're probably looking 34, 36 launch with secondhand market scalpers and stuff like that. $4,000, 4,200, 4,500. It's ridiculous. So besides the 3090 Ti, which we got little notice of, and it's not the Ti, it's a tie. You know, gotta wear a tie. Which, by the way, Doge Lord, I was thinking of making, and I think they actually already have it. They actually have a meme video of it. Let's see here. Nvidia. There's actually like a meme of the tie. Yeah, see? I thought that's hilarious. The Nvidia 3080 tie. That'd be awesome. To have the Nvidia Founders Edition tie. That would be awesome. I got to find one of those. If you guys find one and it's a legit store, let me know. Hit me up on Twitter. Besides the 3090 Ti, or 3090 Ti, we also had the 3050. We're running on the last few minutes here, guys. If you have any last minute questions, make sure to hit me up. You got to at me or super chat or something to get my attention. I'll go through some of the comments. Otherwise, yeah, the 3050 is the next one coming out. It's not looking like a super duper crazy thing, but it has more memory. It's the lowest tier card, and this is what I've been saying. GPU manufacturers need to get it through their thick skulls that the lowest amount of memory the GPU should have, even at the entry level, should be at least 6 gigabytes. 4 gigabytes is no longer efficient, no longer enough for today's technology. Whether you're doing VR, you're doing some rendering, workstation stuff, gaming, mining, 4 gigs just isn't enough. 6 gigs at the minimum. I think all entry levels should start at 8 gigs and then go up from there. 8, 10, 12, 16, you know, whatever you want. So the 3050 here says 8 gigabytes. But let's see what the official website says, because I think we saw it said something about 4. Specs. Yeah, 8 gigabytes of GDR6, not 6X. It's got a 128-bit bus, which is double of the 6500 XT. So I wouldn't even compare these two. That's not even fair. Nvidia knows better, and Nvidia doesn't care about locking down the bus, the memory bus, because they have their LHR technology, whatever they're doing. They're locking it at the BIOS level, or they're locking it at the hardware/BIOS level. It's a combination of both, which is why people haven't been able to flash a full hash rate BIOS onto a light hash rate GPU. There's other things you can do to kind of get the full hash rate, but it depends on the GPU, depends on the BIOS, depends on the device ID, stuff like that. Nvidia isn't worried about that, so they're not locking down the bus. AMD is. To limit our mining capabilities, AMD started locking down the bus. That's why the 6700 XT came with 192 instead of 256. Because if it came with 256, that GPU would be able to perform like the 6800 XT, and 6900 XT. So AMD is limiting mining hash rate. They said they weren't going to, but they're limiting mining hash rate by dropping the memory bus. And Nvidia is limiting at the BIOS/hardware level. It's a mix. Eventually, it will be cracked. Obviously, we've been able to extend its limits, but it's going to take some time. LHR unlocks are still being worked on, but will it be full 100% without dual mining? Because we could get 100% with dual mining, but would it be the full 100% without dual mining? We'll have to wait and see. So this is what I was talking about during my live stream, is I really think that Intel is going to do a good job. They can't compete at the high end, but they should be able to compete at the low end. And I think Intel is going to start eating into the market share of the low end GPUs, because for the longest time, Nvidia and AMD were not even worried about it in the slightest. They weren't producing GPUs for it. They just now got one out after all this time. So Intel's now coming out. Nvidia's like, hey, we got to get a low-tier video card. AMD's like, hey, we got to get a low-tier video card. Intel's about to come out. All right, drop something. We don't care. Just make it something and do it. And now Intel's coming. We may get a delay. It's going to be delayed. It's going to be on mobile applications or mobile platforms first before we see desktop variants. But I'll be very excited to see how things turn out. That's pretty much going to do it for the show today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start going through some questions in the live chat. If you have any questions of your own, you need to drop them in the comment section down below. We're just going to go ahead and close up everything here, and we're going to look at some transactions on the Ethereum and Bitcoin network while I answer those questions. If you want to, I thank you for hanging out with us. You go ahead, and if you're watching this in the future, for my live streamers, you stay with me. You stay here. I'm joking. You can do whatever you want, but I would appreciate if you stay here. For people who are watching after the fact, thank you for your time. Make sure you get subscribed, hit the notification bell. Make sure you check out the links in the description that help support us and what we do here, like the dojor.com, where you get a sweet hat like this from the collection. And yeah, I'm going to answer some questions. So let's see what we got here. So PCI 5.0 Z690. Yep, that was on the Intel platform. It's the 3090 Ti. Is the RTX 3090 Ti going to be LHR? Yes. From my understanding, from my sources, and I could be wrong, the 3090 Ti is going to be an LHR GPU, unfortunately. But I could be wrong. My sources could be wrong. What's up, Mining Office? How you doing? Did you miss it? Yeah, well, you missed most of the show. You could always rewatch it later, but it's all good, man. No worries. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah. I hear, obviously everybody has their comments. This one says, no, it's not. That's what I think, too, as all 3090s are selling less for the other, considering their price tag, though. Probably not, blah, blah, blah. From my understanding, I think it is. And you got to think, the CMP, the mining-specific GPU, the CMP HX 170, that gets 160 mega hash at 150, 160 watts. It's going to be priced at the same level as the 3090 Ti. And the 3090 Ti is going to probably outstrip that as far as performance or be on par with it. So we got 2 GPUs in the 4000 level. You know, will it be LHR? From my understanding, yes. From what I've been told, yes. Because they're trying to break it off into tiers, right? We don't want the 3090 Ti to be competed with by the 3090. We don't want the 3080 Ti to compete with the 3090, and so on and so forth. We don't want the 3090 Ti or Ti to compete with our CMP brands. Otherwise, people won't buy our CMP brands. But I could be wrong. They could leave the 3090 Ti alone, which is just like the regular 3090, and let it get the full hash rate, which would be very interesting to say the least, because then it's competing again with the HX 170. And if that card is priced at $5,000, the HX 170, and then you come out with the 3090 Ti and it's $4,000, then what the heck is the point? I might as well get the 3090 Ti instead of the CMP. And that GPU, the whole point of creating the CMP line is to get miners away from the standard GPUs, but you're doing a horrible job because of your pricing. So I don't know what NVIDIA's intent was, but yeah. We're going to have to wait and see. Honestly, it's up in the air. It's honestly up in the air, Miguel. So what I would do is let's wait for official information. I mean, I think it's coming out the end of this month, right? The 27th? Let's see here. Because I have it on my calendar. NVIDIA RTX 3090 Ti launch date. I think it's January 27th. So we'll see later this month. I got a number of colleagues that already got plans to pick up the GPU, so make sure you check them out. If they do get the GPUs, I will try to get the numbers and hash rate to you guys so we can see what happens. So just stay tuned. All right, let me scroll up a little bit further. Thank you, everybody, for smashing the like button and saying wonderful things. Flux just announced partnership with NVIDIA. Yep, we talked about that. Yeah, by the way, mining office, Flux and NVIDIA partnership. Pretty cool. If you haven't checked it out, check it out so you can inform your community. I think we already knew that was coming, though, because the Jensen situation being used for Flux nodes. Hit him up on Twitter. All right, so you're telling people to hit me up on Twitter? All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, if you tag me on Twitter, I try to get back to you. Sometimes I miss the tags on Twitter. Sometimes I miss the comments. But, yeah, you know, I try to do my best to communicate if I can. I am very busy man. Very busy man, yeah? All right, AMD's adding PCI 5.0 to their AM5 platform, which is the LGA, not the pin grid array. GPUs most likely won't take advantage of it. SSDs will be able to show big performance. Yep, sequential numbers only matters if you're transferring huge files. Correct. All right, yeah. So, like, you're not even really utilizing those PCIe lanes because of, you know, how much throughput they have. The extra 6 gig costs $10 apparently. All right, cool. It's the same time every week. Yep. I come on this show every week, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right now, I'm just answering questions for people that just joined in. I'm just answering questions. The show is pretty much wrapped up. It is 12 o'clock. I got to get some things done. I got to go to my buddy's funeral, unfortunately. Pay my respects, run some errands, stuff like that. But I do have a question here. Nestor, I have a 3060 non-LHR. Which one you prefer, NiceHash or HiveOS? Ooh. Because it's non-LHR, if that card is by itself, you can get 50 mega hash if it's on Windows. If it's on Hive, you're going to get, it depends on what the unlock does. But if you use Windows T-Rex Miner, you have the dummy adapter or a monitor plugged into it, and then you have that dev driver. Go look through my channel and get the dev driver 470.05. Install that. Now, it won't work with other cards. So if you have a mixed rig and you got newer LHR cards like the 3060 Ti, 3070, whatever, it's not going to work. It's going to make you install the latest. Windows is going to make you install the latest version to make those LHR cards work. But if you get this 3060 and other revision 1 3060s in a system by itself, use Windows, Use DevDriver 470.05. If you find my video, I have it linked to it. I have it downloaded because they took it down. A dummy adapter plugged into each of your 3060 revision ones, or a monitor plugged into at least, well, if you don't, yeah, a dummy adapter for the rest of the cards if you have a whole rig of them, and then one monitor plugged into the main one. And then you should be able to get 50 mega hash on that GPU. So you say, do you prefer Nice Hash or Hive OS? I prefer Hive OS, but if you want to get the full unlock of that revision 1 3060 non-LHR, you want to use Windows and then probably use Nice Hash. But Nice Hash doesn't use T-Rex Miner. So if you can use T-Rex Miner, you can, and you want to mine to your Nice Hash address, you can just do the direct mining, put your address in, go from there. But try that out. Get the driver I told you about. Look through my channel, you'll see it. Look for RTX 3060 unlock. Yeah, mining office. It's all good. Thank you for stopping by, though, and hanging out. I'll get to your question in a second. Yeah, CMP is not available to regular people. No, it's available to regular people. You just got to go through some shady means to get it, or Alibaba, and then wait 3 years to get it. It's not as easily accessible, is what you mean, like Amazon, Newegg, stuff like that. Yes, CMP and mining-specific GPUs are shipped to farms, to big operations. One hash rate broker to another, a Linux distro. Yeah, I prefer Linux operating systems for mining, but for Nestor's situation, like if he just has this one card and wants to get the full hash rate, Windows 470.05 dummy adapter or monitor plugged in, boom, 50 mega hash. If it indeed it is a revision 1. Now, if you think it's a non-LHR and it turns out to be, then unfortunately whoever sold it to you took advantage of your kindness. Uploaded a short vid getting on the TB360 BTC Pro. Cool. GD Max uploaded a short vid setting on the TB360 BTC Pro 2.0. Mining Office, can you DM me on Twitter when possible? Don't have to read this on the stream. Well, too late now, Mining Office. I'll check you out. Love your video. All right, cool. All right, guys. Should I smash the likes with my left or right button? Your left button. And then your right button. And then your left button again. Paul, you're silly. All right, guys. I'm going to get out of here. $4.99 is what I'm getting. All right, good. Gordon Murray. Good job. You're getting that 49 mega hash. Unfortunately, mine's in a mixed rig, so I'm only getting 38 mega hash. But I'm okay with it because all the other cards are mining flawlessly. Unless I move the 3060 to its own system, which I may do. I just left it alone. I was able to dual boot it, but I needed to get if I wanted to do this, I could go back to 9 cards with the 3060 plugged into the buy 16 slot, and that's a big key, Nestro. It has to be plugged into a buy 16 on the motherboard, not a riser, a buy 16 on the motherboard. For you to get the full hash rate with the dev driver and dummy adapter or monitor plugged in. So if I go back to the full 9 GPU, 8 GPU VADA frame setup and disconnect the LHR GPUs to put it to the side, I could go back into Windows, install 470.05, and get the full 50 mega hash out of my 3060. But I'd rather be able to have everything in one, and it's messing me up. Anyways, BC160, I love it, Christian R. I love it. Stay tuned to the channel. You might see a surprise about that. So thoughts on the BC160. This is the AMD specific mining GPU. I think it's a great GPU, 72 mega hash at what, 120, 130 watts, something like that. But I want to see, like, I think Red Panda Mining does have some data on it. It didn't work on Ergo and some algos. But Christian R, stay tuned to the channel. You might see an update about that. I don't know how soon it's going to be. But yeah, just hang tight, hang out, stuff like that. Make sure you guys go check out the other videos on my channel. I release them on a regular. If you can show some support, that'd be greatly appreciated. Wow, man, these. What's up the backup here? Are you going to move? There you go, there you go, there you go. And that's gone. Dude, it's like there's no buses right here. What's going on? We got a backup going right now. What's cool is too is if you look at them, you can see NFTs are in here. There's an NFT, Yacht Club NFT, some other NFT. Really cool. But anyways, guys, transactionstreet.com. Really cool little app. Make sure you keep an eye, dollar cost average into things. don't be stupid. You know, just do what's best for you and your setup. I'm gonna get back to mining because this GPU needs to start mining, and I gotta go. So love y'all. Take care. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Subscribe for more, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.